in a town where the stars don't shine. CK and Uncle Bill feeling fine. Talking horror movies by the fire so bright. Creeping in Kentucky on a chilly night. Snow is falling yet the air feels tight. Laughing in shadows in the moon's pale light. Uncle Bill's stories make your eyes go wide. Christmas gets spooky, but hearts open wide. Let's get gay this holiday, we'll spin and sway. With ghostly tales and bright lights night into day. Dancing through Kentucky streets so haunted and gray. Let's get gay this holiday, hip hip hooray. Presents wrapped like mummies old and bold. Tales of terror and fun join hands and fold. CK's laugh echoes down the eerie road. Christmas has never felt this bold. Let's get gay this holiday, we'll spin and sway. With ghostly tales and bright lights night into day. Dancing through Kentucky streets so haunted and gray. Let's get gay this holiday, hip 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 hooray. Mistletoe hangs where the shadows play. Whispers in the night from LBJ. Ghouls and goblins join as we're led astray. In Kentucky where we go our own way.
Yeah.
So that's our new hit single, Let's Get Gay This Holiday, that you can find on the newest edition of Now That's What I Call Gay, the new CD that's out.
Should we put that one on iTunes? We can. We can put it on iTunes.
Yeah, I think we should.
Let's get gay this holiday. That's a toe tapping.
That's very gay.
Finger slapping, big band, holiday hit.
I mean, I don't know what to say if you don't feel gay after you listen to that, because I mean, this is the gayest I've felt in a long time after that song was on.
You do feel gay quite a bit too.
I do. I'm full of joy.
Yeah.
Gayness quite a bit.
Welcome everybody, though. It's the first Tears for Fears episode we have done here on the YouTubes in a few months. And since it is the holiday season, the end of the year coming up, we're going to go through, for the first time ever, we are going to do, and maybe this will be like a yearly tradition towards the end of the year, and rank these studios on the year that they had. And the first one, of course, is 2024. For these boutique Blu-ray labels. They sure charge us enough, so I don't feel any obligation to sugarcoat any of this shit. If they had a shitty year,
no,
we are going to let you guys know. And if they had a great year, we're going to let you guys know as well. We do have a ton of people checking us out already in here tonight. We are starting a little bit early tonight, though, so may have thrown some people off starting an hour early tonight. But all is well. Hopefully, all the regulars will be back here. It looks like we've got Carter Derdention in here, old school Dead Pit listener from years and years ago on the message board days, the Franco Stain, Ken Carlson, Alan Foss Rotten.
Oh shit!
Tape Rot Video. Uncle Bill's absolute favorite, Black Peter. Don Plett, Adrian James, Vanderhoff, Ragnar 666, Scratch Bueno, Justin Marino, The Ring. It's The Ring. McHorror, if I didn't mention him. Dark Force Entertainment is on this list. We can confirm that.
They have to be. I mean,
They got the Fall Cat, the Farmer.
got the farmer coming out, trading cards.
Farmer trading cards. Fancy schmancy.
Let me tell you something. I think that Dark Force is in the running this year. So this is really just about this year, by the way. We can't do a cumulative, like no matter how much we hate some of these companies, we can't do a whole, legacy of them. We're just going to base our scoring on 2024. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So
Always got to showcase my Peter back there.
Yep.
So yeah, we're going to get started here in a little bit. There is some late breaking news though that we should definitely talk about, Uncle Bill, because the trailer for the new Return of the Living Dead movie drops tomorrow, Friday. And this has been kind of under wraps. Like, I think people were kind of talking about maybe a reboot of Return of the Living Dead or a reimagining or whatever the hell it is. But Tarman is back. Evidently, we can confirm that. How are you feeling about the rebirth of the Return of the Living Dead franchise?
About the same way I feel about the rebirth of like the Scream franchise and the Halloween franchise and the Evil Dead franchise. I really don't give a shit. I know it's going to be awful. They all are. Like, there's not really an exception to any of that. So
it's interesting because the Return of the Living Dead franchise has never, like, aside from that first sequel, which was back in the 80s, they've never had like a big production. And I don't know if this is going to be that either. I'm not sure. I don't know who's backing it or anything.
yeah,
But all of the, sequels past part 2 have really been like bottom of the barrel, straight to video productions, really. I know you love part 3. A lot of people like part 3, but that was not released in theaters, and that was not a big.
hell,
What was it?
I was just gonna say it's a low budget film. You can definitely tell that. Like, it's not a big studio production or anything like that. But I tell you what was amazing though was Rave to the Grave. Now that was a big studio production, and that did smashingly.
With old Peter Coyote.
I really
How do you pronounce it?
I can't. Yeah, Coyote. I really can't think of two films that are as forgettable as those two fucking films are. Like, in a frame, they just came out of nowhere. People watched them, and like a week later, I completely had no recollection that I'd ever seen them. And I've tried to keep it that way for the last 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Return of the Living Dead as a franchise. Somebody, I don't know who it was Gary Paulin or whoever the hell it is, that is doing all this merchandise and figures, and like they're really hawking the shit out of Return of the Living Dead. And this just started a couple of years ago.
They have their own like site and everything too, which is just like Return of the Living Dead stuff.
Right.
And I keep noticing they'll put up like the half bus of the zombie from the first one, and they'll put up the Tarman stuff, and it's just this weird kind of, they just throw merchandise out constantly.
Yeah.
Like
so I don't know who all's, I don't know maybe we should do a deep dive, do like a video or a stream on all of the history of Return of the Living Dead, and try to figure this out, because it's been 20 years since there's been a Return of the Living Dead movie, and 4 and 5 are fucking awful. Like, they shouldn't even be called Return of the Living Dead. Like, that's how bad.
Now they really don't have anything to do with it either.
No. But that's it. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not expecting the world or anything. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of people tomorrow that'll, be doing their watch-alongs and all that shit. So, yeah, we'll see. I think
You
it's
should
dropping
expect
tomorrow.
it though. Tourniquet. A lot of people remember Tourniquet for some reason, which was House of the Dead 2, I think.
Daniel Banks, Infra MIG. Yeah, the Pumpkinhead sequels are right around that same time, too. Pumpkinhead, ashes to ashes.
Shit.
Stay
It's
tuned.
like Children of the Corn Genesis with Phil Collins. I prefer Children of the Corn, Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Children of the Corn, pickled corn.
Shit. It's a country version of Children of the Corn.
Yeah, I like Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2. The third one's watchable. I mean, I kind of like it. It's been a while since I've seen it. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. Part of me almost hopes that they're going to get a pretty big budget behind them on this. I don't think so, though. It doesn't seem that way because I don't know who all's attached to it, studio-wise or producers or anything. But I think on the level of like something like Terrifier, if it could get some sort of kind of limited run in theaters, and it's got the gore, maybe have some nudity thrown in there to surprise some people, I think it could do well just based on the name. But that's if they have enough of a budget to work with it. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But tonight
we're gonna rank shit till we die.
we're gonna rank Blu-rays 4K contest tonight.
Gonna rank shit till we die.
All right, so Big Money Mark is in the house. What's going on, Big Money Mark?
That's killer. He's got some extra hot to coin.
Heck yeah.
That's-
Did that girl
really
ever get in
appreciate
trouble?
that.
What's the deal with
Not
that?
yet, but she will be probably going to prison soon.
Really?
Yeah,
Poor girl.
more than likely. Yeah. She what a fucking stupid story that was.
I'll say this for her. I mean, she may end up in prison at this point, but before all that, she made the most out of her 15 minutes of fame of anybody.
I've ever seen too. I agree.
Yeah.
With you.
I mean, I'll give her credit. Like, for that one line.
She just got greedy and fucked up. Is what she did.
Yeah, I don't understand.
But she fucked up real bad. It's going to be like a downfall for the ages, I believe.
So she actually pocketed the money, right? Is that what
Well,
happened?
that's the thing. They don't know how much money she pocketed, but she definitely pocketed a good percentage of it.
Ooh.
And like, it's funny, man, because I was watching some of these videos about it and I just realized how out of touch I am with like cryptocurrency. Some of the stuff they were saying, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck, snipers and what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I have no earthly idea. Like, it just is not in my world. I'm not investing in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Who the fuck would, really? But yeah, like from what I can understand, basically what you do is it's almost like releasing a stock. You make a coin and then you're like, hey, we got a limited number of these, so get them like quickly while you can. And then what you do is before they even go on sale, you give them to all your friends and shit. And then they go on sale, the price goes up like, really, really high. And then your friends make a shit ton of money. A lot of people buy them and then they get screwed over. They lose all the money because the profit or the value immediately like plummets. So, and it's supposed to be based on something to do with snipers. I don't know what the fuck. I guess it's like a scalper or a snipers or something that tries to like go in and like buy up all the coins or something. I don't know. That's my guess. But yeah,
We're just simple Kentuckians, bulls. I know I'm a simple man, but I know that cryptocurrency, I don't want that. I want real currency.
yeah. I mean,
I want money that I know is worth something.
Here's all I know about this before we start ranking these. If you ever hear like a celebrity has a crypto coin for you, do not like run as far away from that shit as you possibly can.
Was there something else called like was it called NFTs or something like that?
NFTs were like little tokens that were like memes and stuff like that.
But
I
it's
think.
online, right? It's just like digital files. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, it was something like that. Yeah,
People that fucking stupid deserve to lose their money.
but like nobody needs to be fucking with crypto coin and
Fucking
fucking
dumb shit.
Bitcoin. You're not getting rich quick, man. Have you ever seen the charts? Because they were showing like the charts of Bitcoin, and it was so killer because people will defend Bitcoin, like some people will, because they don't pay attention to history, I guess. But like every couple of years, the same pattern happens. Bitcoin goes up, and then it loses everything, and then it goes up, it loses everything, and people are just constantly buying it, losing all of it, gaining a bunch of, and then losing it. It's like, so basically, you're not doing shit. So just stop buying the shit, please.
Is that what the $1 Million Man got in trouble for? Cryptocurrency? Or
Yeah.
no, it was his son, right?
His son, I don't know. I think his son just scammed a fucking because of a charge.
It was like some sort of, I can't remember. I don't know if he ever got sent to prison or not yet, but also before we get started, I did want to send a special shout out to Miss Slapco Fudd, our Filipino correspondent, who helps us a lot with shop.deadpit.com, and she's promoting, shirts on. Look at this shirt.
Ooh.
This is classy. You can wear this to church. Well, maybe not church on a Sunday morning, but maybe Sunday evening. You could wear this and tuck it into some khaki pants. Check this out.
Yeah, I could see that at the First Baptist down here. It'd work. I'd go over like crazy.
So shop.deadpit.com. There's, I think you can still get them by Christmas for sure. And then definitely, if you want to pick up, check this out. People don't know we have any of these left, but we do. I'll try it on here for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey. These Dead Pit beanies, $24 shipped at Dead Pit on Venmo. And, of course, intothepitthemovie.com. You want to check out the documentary. We've got signed copies as well. Uncle Bill, it's going to be huge.
It is going to be huge. This is killer because Felcher's in here, but like I think we didn't put Felcher in there. Like
no, Felcher is in with Synapse.
Yeah, we just include the same thing.
Yeah, Synapse is the distributor, so
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah, Felcher's he's only in here to see where Red Shirt Home Video is. Well, Red Shirt Home Video. We'll show you. I don't want to tease him. All right, we ready? Bring up the mainframe.
Yeah, hold on. The mainframe.
Felcher is going the way of Demon Dave.
Here we go.
He doesn't like how Synapse and their crooked lawyers fucking everybody over, brother.
Brother?
Whoa. All right, so we got the top tier is the S tier. It's superb. Good. Meh. The shits. And the grizzling shit.
He's gonna shit.
I'm gonna shit on an intern's head. And it's gonna drizzle.
All right. So we've got, and somebody asked this earlier, we've got not just the North American labels, but we've got all labels.
Yeah,
like a mixture here.
We threw in some Vinegar Syndrome partner labels as well. Not all of them, because that would take up the entire fucking page, but a couple of them.
All right. So you ready to get started?
Yeah.
And remember, everybody in the chat too, like if there's a huge kind of dispute about where this goes, where one of these goes, like you guys are the tie-breaking vote about this too. So be prepared. First up.
Indeed. Yeah, and if people want to shout out titles that some of these labels do, because I want to try with my little computer here. For some of these, I can't remember what all they fucking come out with, but
yeah,
we'll do our best.
Let's not start with that one first. Let's put that one down here. We'll start with Blue Underground. Now, Blue Underground, for those people that aren't familiar, maybe is like a classic. It, releasing like they've been around for I don't even know how many years, over a couple decades, I think.
Mhm.
But you got to keep in mind this is based on 2024.
The
Like we're
titles they
not,
released.
yeah, we're not
Does
basing it on anything.
anything does anything off the top of your head come to mind that they released this year? Like, I don't think I reviewed a single Blue Underground title, and I'm on their screener list. I just didn't request any of them.
I honestly can't remember what the hell that they came out with. I know it was just 4Ks of stuff that they already had Blu-rays of.
Right.
And I'm not saying that as a diss. I'm just saying that's just what they did. Like I don't think that they came out with a new
I think
release. Did they?
Death Dream was this year. They did the 4K of Death Dream this
That's
year. Is
right.
that correct?
Yeah.
Did you review that?
No, I don't
Okay.
think I don't ever even had it.
Okay.
I mean, and I love that movie, but it's like I've got it on Blu-ray. What I don't, I just didn't.
Goodbye, Uncle Tom 4K.
Yeah, I mean, there's several 4Ks. I do know that. I just don't
There's
remember.
Enzo Castellari's High Crime 4K. I'm seeing that on there with Franco Nero. A Million Eyes of Sumuru. I have no idea what the hell that is.
Pile of shit has a million eyes of Samuro.
I think the last one that I reviewed, yeah, this may have been this year. Night of a Blood Monster. I think that was the last Blue Underground one that I reviewed, and it was not very good. It was Christopher Lee is in it, and it's just very gothic and boring.
So what do you think? Because I mean, I don't know, man. It ain't been a good year for him. I'll just tell you.
Well, they,
I don't think Lustig is really that interested in doing this stuff anymore. If I just had a guess, but I mean,
I
I'm not
think,
him, but I get that feeling.
I think Death Dream saved them from the drizzling shits, but I would say the shits. I think it was,
I unfortunately I'm going to agree with you. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, but I love that company, but that's
Sorry,
just
Bill.
where it's at.
But yeah, last year was a lot better year for Blue Underground, I think.
All right, up next, then we've got 88 Films, which is like an interesting company that's overseas that
Yeah.
we talk about from time to
Well,
time.
they've got a U.S. division and a UK division.
Yeah,
And the
now they
interesting,
do.
yeah, the interesting thing about that is like they'll do over in the UK, like they're the ones that did Eyeball, right? That 88 films,
Yep.
and I think they
Which
had
I love that
Mortuary.
movie. I've got that movie on Blu-ray, and they did it on 4K again this year, I think. That had been out of print for a while before that too, and that's a really good
Uh,
giallo. That's a giallo that's like if it had a better name, it would be really probably more respected. But just Eyeball is not a good name for a.
Eyeball. I think some of this
Uh,
stuff doesn't translate well, like from Italian to American. But over in the U.S., they're doing mainly like Asian cinema and Hong Kong stuff like that. I think it's all they're doing, and that's not really my bag. But
it
I
is.
will I'll give them credit that I mean it's unique and it's a different. They're kind of doing their own thing, and these editions are pretty phenomenal from what I've seen. But they're not my thing. But I'm not going to take that into effect of the rating for sure because I people brag up their
Well,
stuff all the time.
here's something I've noticed about companies like this too. What I've seen from companies is like a lot of times Vinegar Syndrome or Severin will do a release in the US, and then a company like this will come along a couple months later and they'll do the exact same release. I don't know why. I don't know what the significance is of that or like
Mhm.
how that even really happens, but that's what always happens. So like From Beyond, they did uh a version of that. 88 Films, I mean. They did
Yeah,
Black Cat 2, which Vinegar Syndrome had done too. They did Mortuary and Frightmare. A lot of these same. They The weirdest one to me was
yeah, that was
American
their
Pie.
They do like a slasher. Don't they have a slasher line that's in the red case? Isn't that
Yeah,
88
I love that
films?
line. I've got a bunch of them like right behind me over here. Yeah,
But
it's unique the way they
that's
do it.
88 films in the UK. Like that's the interesting thing. Like they're a lot of the stuff they're getting in the US is the Hong Kong stuff.
Yeah,
And Rambo, yes, the Drive edition that they did was phenomenal, but that was like 2 years ago. So to reiterate, we're doing releases for 2024. This could be a yearly thing if people like it enough. Thumbs the damn thing up, because Jesus fucking Christ, boys, we need, get this shit out there. But back to 88 films. What would you rank them?
that's a weird one, man, because like they're kind of all over the place, and I've got a bunch of their older releases, which I feel like are more in line with what I like. But I think they had a better year than Blue Underground in terms of releases, so I would put it in. I'd put them in meh.
See, that's my dilemma. Like, this is not stuff that I like. I would probably put it in the shits.
Mm-hmm.
But these additions that they're doing is pretty amazing. Like, I'm going through some of these box sets, and I mean, it's stuff that I'm not into, but nobody else is releasing this stuff. They're going all out. The transfers are badass. I would say good. I would put it in good. If we want a tiebreaker in a chat,
Yeah,
let us
y'all know what
you,
to do.
what you think of 88 films. Is it meh or is it good?
It's up to you all now.
Thank you, Abe's Highway to Hell.
It's killer.
It's on a highway to hell. Oh, we got a couple of goods. Good for 88. Good from Foz. One meh.
Got 3 goods and 1 meh. We got 4 goods.
Propaganda Pro in the house.
2
What's going
meh,
on, brother?
3 mehs and 5 goods. Looks like.
Saturn video with a good, yeah.
Okay, we ain't got all night to wait. So with that being said, let's just put them in good.
Put them in good, balls. Put them in good. Put them in good. Put them in good. And again, now that's being fair, because like I said, I told you fucking guys, I don't like the Hong Kong stuff, man. Like, it's just not, I like some of it, but I'm not a huge, when it comes to that sort of thing, that's just not my deal.
So the next one, man, I don't even know if I don't know what the hell they released. BCI Entertainment.
I wrote it down here. They didn't release a whole lot, but you did review one of their titles.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm seeing 3 titles on here. One of these we should have gotten sent to review because it would have been an epic review. Hillbillies in a Haunted House.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
And the second one was the 71st Dark Night of the Scarecrow release that VCI did, which was the 2-pack with the first movie and the second movie in a 4K, and I think they did a separate Blu-ray. Man, they've been re-releasing Dark Night of the Scarecrow for like about 15 years now, at least. Like DVD, special edition DVD, Blu-ray, special edition Blu-ray, 4Ks. It's crazy.
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, I forgot they were behind like all those Dark Knight Scarecrow releases and stuff. Man, I mean, I love that movie, but like the
Dark Knight, it does look, they do an amazing job with the transfer on that. It looks great.
Is it something that like, based on that would make a whole company? Probably not. So,
well, a lot of people don't realize too, VCI has been around longer than any of these companies. They've been around for like 30 years or whatever it is, like since the early 80s, maybe, or maybe even late 70s. So, I mean, they know what they're doing, but as far as their releases go, I mean, they don't release enough, right?
no.
So I would put them.
They got to be the shits.
Yeah, I would put them beside of our boy Bill.
Shit, man. This next one's easy. This is an easy one for me. Arrow,
Really? You think it's easy, huh?
yeah, yeah. I think
Okay.
it's real easy
Okay.
for the year that they've had. Yeah, they're to me they'd be S tier this year easily.
I don't think so. I think that they've had the worst year uh, since we come back this year. I mean,
All
as
right.
far as all the stuff, like, okay, lots of re releases, plenty of re releases. Elvira, Mistress of Dark, we recently looked at, which is good. It's fine and everything. It's the exact same artwork, the exact same special features. The Trick or Treat release was kind of cool. The artwork sucked, though, in my opinion. The new, like, the transfer on that, fine, I guess. There's, I mean, Demolition Man, really cool. I haven't seen that yet.
Okay,
That
you want me to
was,
tell you what they released real quick? I'll just give you an idea.
yeah.
They released Conan the Barbarian in 4K and Conan the Destroyer, which are both fucking killer. I've got both those, and it's in the Chronicle set too. The Invasion of the Body Snatchers 4K, City Living Dead 4K, the Basket Case 4K, which I reviewed, and I'm just picking out stuff that I like. Mute Witness 4K, the Madman 4K, Heather's 4K, Signs of the Lambs 4K, the York Boot Garrett collection,
Oh,
uh,
Lord.
which I actually went back and watched. Friday the 13th remake, The Exorcist 2 on Blu-ray, The Exorcist 3 on 4K, the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment again, Trick or Treat
Well,
4K.
that was last year.
No, this is the new one that just had like the
As
one.
the one in the U.S.
Yeah, A Simple Plan.
The Simple Plan was great. That's one that I did put on here as a good one.
And Demolition Man. There ain't no fucking way they ain't S tier, man. Like, ain't no way.
I think that I would have said last year was definitely S tier. But
Yeah.
like there was, I mean, to me, most of the stuff that they announced this year was like, meh, is what I would say. But there's some good stuff. They did do some good stuff, but compared to the previous year, I don't think there's any comparison. So I would meet you in the middle and maybe say good.
Oh, the Mexico trilogy was this year too. I forgot about that. Okay, so let's let them decide then. Are they S tier or are they good?
The Conan release I did forget about. That must have been early.
It was.
Okay. Because that was a cool one. But I think a lot of stuff this year was kind of weak compared to previous years.
So we have good
Torso 4K. I did see that. That was a good one.
S, good. This is close already. I can tell it's going to be tight.
Ooh, baby.
S. S.
Oh, I'm a grumpy old
S,
man, says Anthony. Evidently not.
S,
There's some
S,
people fucking
S.
agreeing with me.
But dude, there's like 8 S's right in a row.
There's some goods right in the row, too.
Do you want me to count them up? Because I'm fairly certain that it's going to be S.
Good. We got another good.
Gotta make it
Dude, okay, seriously, though.
I'm being serious.
2023 was a way better year for Arrow than 2024.
It may have been, but this year deserves to be an S tier as well. So,
Okay, then, buddy. Fine.
Because I'm pretty sure that it won this anyway. So we're going to put Arrow in S.
Well, and all you people that gave the S tier, won't you give us a fucking thumbs up on the video?
So fucking mad about this. All right. The next one, I don't care. The next one is CIP, which
baby.
is like, listen, you probably
You're down
put
with
this shit
CIP?
in S tier for some. You've got a hard on for these fucking Canadian, like weird
Yeah.
fantasy movies.
Creepy Canadians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And their kids' movies. I mean, they don't release a whole lot of stuff. I don't think I've even got their stuff on here. But I think the big thing is Great Land of Small, was when this is one of the partner labels from Vinegar Syndrome, so there's only a handful of releases per year. But I mean, people would have, if we didn't put them on there, people would have fucking went off, right?
Yeah.
Of the partner labels, I mean, that to me, it's one that I at least recognize. So I would put it in meh.
I got nothing on this one because I don't think I've seen a single one of their releases yet.
Well, let's put it up here. Let me go to the Vinegar Syndrome page because it is, what is it?
I mean,
Partner
I know
month
that
or
I
something
know
like
their
that?
releases like the Great Land of the Small and like the dog that saved Christmas and stuff. Like I know what they are. I just have never seen any of them.
Yeah, I mean, the gimmick is that they're all independent Canadian movies.
Right.
And in the past, they did The Dog That Stopped the War and Christmas Martian and, let's see, Abducted. I think it's like a. Isn't that the one that's got Dan Haggerty in it? That was this year.
One of them does. I can't remember which one though.
Yeah, that was this year, and that one. And they also did. Let's see, what else did they do? Yeah, they only had like maybe 5 or 6 releases this year, I think.
So, what do you think? Because you're going to be the one that picks this because you've actually seen some of these movies.
I mean, I would say meh, and I'm ranking them a little bit differently than I would like other because they are kind of like a sub label to Vinegar Syndrome. I like the idea behind the movies and just the fact that they put out The Dog That Stopped the War, which was like it was almost like a fever dream of a movie. Like I kind of remembered something about
I'd
like
say the dog that saved Christmas. That's got to be a movie too, though.
well, they have the Christmas Martian as well,
Oh, okay.
which we're talking about maybe doing a whole show on those because Peanut Butter Solution is another weird Canadian kids movie. So maybe in the future we'll do something on that. I think Garrett was talking about that too.
So up next is one I really have conflicted feelings about this label, man. Cauldron Films, which is kind of a subsidiary of Diabolique, and they have recently released a bunch of Italian stuff, and that's primarily been what they released is like Fulci stuff. They just released Bava, like a Bava box set, Lamberto Bava.
They
Their
did that
shit is
House of Doom or whatever it is.
yeah, their stuff is amazing in terms of the packaging and in terms of the actual quality. I just feel like they're overcharged. It takes forever to get anything from them. I guess it's because they're a smaller kind of label
Or
and
they
stuff
turd
like
shiners.
that. I don't know about all that, but like I don't know. I like their stuff is quality. It really is in terms of like the way that they present it.
Well, they only did like what a couple of releases this year, maybe.
Yeah, and I think that House of Doom thing was their biggest thing, and it took how long? Like people had ordered it in February and didn't get it until November or October or something like that. I can't remember, like, but it was forever.
Now, somebody in the chat can confirm this, but I think Houses of Doom is their only release the entire year, actually, because the next one up from that on their site, let me look here, is American Rickshaw. No, wait.
No, it would have been probably that City of the Living. They released another version of the City of the Living Dead, or like a re-release of that.
Yeah, there's some stuff on here. I don't know what it is. I don't know when it came out, but Murder in a Blue World, Sator, Top Line, Off Balance. I don't know what any of that shit is.
Wheeler. I mean, Billy Boston, if you know, then just put the shit in the chat. Like, what did they release? Oh, shit. Woke Rodney's in here, too, by the way.
Hey, Woke Rodney. What's going on, pal?
Ninja Terminator. That's right. They did release Ninja Terminator.
Wasn't that through a different... Cause they got a fucking sub-label, too. Okay. Neon Eagle Video.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we could include Neon Eagle Video of Cauldron. I Want to Get Even, the limited Blu-ray.
It's a killer title. I want to get even.
Okay. Around
Well,
70
all
copies
right.
of the Houses of Doom set are left.
Um, so it's basically just based on that set and City of Living Dead. And what you think about that
Well,
release and the
you
re-release?
have that set,
I do,
and
yeah.
I don't. So,
It's a
what would
great.
you?
It's great, man. Like I mean, like I said, the packaging's great, the quality's great. I've only watched one of the films so far, but like, yes, like amazing, especially for what they're working with there.
So rank it
It
on
took
based on that set.
it took forever to get here, though. If I'm ranking, okay, I mean, if I'm ranking it based on that one thing and taking into consideration how long it took me to get it and how long it would be in me, it
Okay.
just would be. I mean, it's what they do is high quality, but like they haven't worked out the shipping or the promotion or the sales or any of that stuff
Mhm.
yet. That's just how I feel about it. Up next is a relatively new one, is Celluloid Dreams,
Yeah,
primarily for one release, right? Like we were talking about that earlier.
they've
But
announced their second release, but I don't think that one's coming out until next year. It is up for pre-order. I wonder if they have the date on it. I don't think they do. But Cellular Dreams, yeah, it's coming out in April, so it's going to be a long ways from now. Their only release this year was a Giallo film, Case of the Bloody Iris, which I did do a review of. Um, I was like, to me, like I'm a fan of Giallo movies, and this Giallo movie's fine. I enjoyed it. But man, it was hopped up forever. It was like I I don't know if anything could lived up to the expectations of that movie once I finally saw it. But just as a company and the release of this, and Guido Hinkle, who is the owner, and
Guido Hinkle,
that's his name.
look,
No relation to Kim Hinkle, I don't
there
think.
ain't no way in hell we ain't putting this somewhere like the upper tier with Guido Hinkle being
Yeah, I mean
the leader.
to me, Celluloid Dreams is the pure definition of a boutique Blu-ray label, boutique 4K, whatever you want to call it. This dude did lobby card reproductions, Uncle Bill. Fuck, let me see if I've still got them.
And weren't they actual like lobby cards, not just like the small art cards they do or whatever?
Yeah, I don't think I have them over here. They're like pretty much full size. So the fact that they did that, and I don't know if that's going to be a standard thing, but man, oh man, what a fucking stellar debut release for this. The transfer on this was fantastic. The movie itself was fine. It was good. I enjoyed it. I'd never seen it before or anything. I'd heard people bragging it up and everything. I would say at least good.
All right. I mean, I don't have any complaints about that because I've never seen that movie, so
Hopefully
not their version of it.
they'll do more than just one release next year, so we can get more of an idea. But they're definitely on the right track. I have nothing bad to say about that release at all.
Okay. I don't. I'm trying to. I'd have to look this one up for sure. Culture Shock releasing, like I know it, but like in terms of
Culture Shock releasing. Let's
what
look
they've
it up.
released, let's see.
Yeah, so this is another partner label. This is one that they.
I mean, shit looks killer.
What is it?
The stuff on their site. Oh boy.
They're not listed on the. Did that? Are they one of them that left or
Okay.
whatever?
So they did Slash Dance. They did an American Scream, Girlfriend from Hell, Hungry Hungry Hookers. I swear to God, that's a movie.
We must review it.
It's out of stock, unfortunately.
So I think that they may have left. They may not be a partner label anymore.
Virgin High, I remember that one. Debbie Does Demons. They're the ones that did that.
Oh God.
Trying to think, like, did they do anything that I actually bought? Like, I don't think so.
I think that I've got Slash Dance. Pretty sure
They
I
did
bought that one.
Rocktober Blood VHS, but
Oh shit! They
yeah,
did Zipper Face.
Yeah, I've got the Slash Dance one from that. I mean, this is difficult, man, because like I don't think I've seen any of their stuff.
Hmm.
So how do you rank that?
Yeah, I think that's what is the gimmick with Culture Shock? Does anybody
Looks like
really
a bunch
know?
of
Like lower budget?
low budget, yeah, like sex comedies and slashers. That seems to be the.
Meh, maybe a good, or
I
maybe the
think we,
shits.
yeah. Listen, like we just got to put them in the middle because we really don't know enough about them.
Yeah.
So that's just really good.
And had I realized that they were no longer a partner label, I probably wouldn't even put them on there.
Man, this is so cool. You put Dark Sky on here. If there was a tier list for people releasing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they'd be in the fucking S tier for sure. But
Yeah.
damn, man,
They
like
did release. Seems like they did release a couple more though. Let's see if I can find it on here.
I, you can't think about Dark Sky Films though now, unfortunately, without thinking about that
Hmm.
chainsaw set at $300. I think that. So honest, if I'm being honest about it, I think if any year hurt them the most, it was this year because that was a fucking disaster. It just
Hmm.
was. That was a nightmare, man.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at that as a single release. They did debut the 4K last year, and they did this 40th anniversary or 50th anniversary edition with the chainsaw and the tape and all that crap. They did do Founders Day, which I actually enjoyed. That's
Yeah.
like a newer modern slasher movie, a la like Scream or something like that. They did a couple of other ones, but I've not seen those. To be fair, I would say
Oh,
that,
look at this. They did the story of my kids. I will never leave you alone.
yeah,
Look at that. That's nice. I didn't know they did documentaries.
I don't know if the batteries still work on the chainsaw because I put it back in the box and put it in the closet.
Killer. Okay.
Um,
What are your thoughts on this?
I would say the shits. It was
I would
definitely
I would agree.
definitely a bad year for them, just based on not that the set's not cool. I don't want to let people. It's a quality like
Oh, they
gimmick.
did. The mayor's right. They did the Hatchet Steelbook set. So they're going in the drizzling shits then. That's where they're going.
Well, that was kind of a re-release, though, wasn't it? Didn't they? Who did the
They
same?
they put all those fucking bullshit movies together in a steelbook. They've got to go in the drizzling shits. I'm sorry.
Okay, sure.
Fuck that. They had two of the worst damn releases of the year, in my opinion. Fucking. There we go.
I'm sorry, Dark Sky.
I said it. You ain't got to worry about it. They don't. They gonna send shit to me. So
Well,
you all suck.
here's the funny thing about Dark Sky, though, is that contact that we have had through Dark Sky. It's I think it's the only company that's had the same lady for literally 15 years or longer. And we've got the same fucking contact. I wish that was that way for most people, especially Arrow, but it is what it is. Oh, brother.
We got the farm over here next. You want
Dark
them
Force
trading
Entertainment.
cards?
Trading cards. Farmer.
I don't know about ranking them as a label, but that's S tier fucking quality entertainment on that channel. Like, I'll tell you right now,
Well,
their
he's doing
website is
a-
one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my
He's
life.
doing a 4K of the Farmer. It's
Oh,
up
I
for
mean,
pre-order.
I don't know how to rank this because that guy is an endless source of entertainment to me. But if you look on their website, it's insane. Like it looks like a like a website somebody would put up on like an acid trip or something. Like there's just random shit like all over the place, stuff that he's selling like a yard sale. Like and then mixed in with that, he's got like 4Ks and stuff.
Did you hear like it's almost like Damon Dave is like the Forrest Gump of physical media labels. Like he's close friends with the man that's in high places. I got a clip. Uncle Bill.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
Play.
Okay,
Check
this is
out.
cute.
Labor war will be ended as soon as I enter office. Not many of you know. I was good friends with Banana Man, and he was shocked at Demon Dave's behavior. I'm going to make a huge deal, one of the biggest ever, with Dark Force Entertainment.
Yeah, the president aligned with him, so
Sort of a big deal.
that's huge.
I'm so fucking pissed, okay? I'm fucking pissed off after this fucking.
We got to rank the label. We can't rank the man.
I know.
I want to because, but we can't.
What did he release? Doc4Superstore.com.
I think we all know he released the Farmer.
4K of the Farmer. A 4K of House of Seven Corpses.
I don't know what he released this year. I'm pretty sure he released
That's
anything.
this. I think that's this year. I think so.
Okay.
He released the Tail Circus in 4K.
Welcome to the show. Oh shit! That fucking
Dr. Death in 4K, which, goddamn it, I fucking seen Dr. Death.
Steve Williams.
Now, this actually predates
Oh.
Steve Williams. Ain't fucking nobody out there. I don't. Look. Look, brother. You want to make him mad. He's going to challenge you to a fight.
He's here, Wolf. Damn.
Shit.
Listen, if there's one thing I know about Demon Dave is he don't settle stuff on a keyboard or in some office or something. He settles shit on the streets, brother. So
He's wanting you to sign a waiver.
sign a waiver, I'll beat
He'll
the
put you in
living
the
dog
hospital.
shit out of you.
Let's see. Mirror. I don't think I have that one on here. Let me double check. I think Mirror was last year. Kong Island. That was this year. Young Hannah, Queen of the Vampires.
Mm-hmm.
The giant spider invasion, brother.
So where are we putting this shit? Because like
Garrett's in here, boys. What's going on?
So I think Garrett and us have come to the realization of the greatness that is Demon Dave, but we've got to rank it somewhere. I don't know how to rank it because like I really feel like he has the most like he's the most how would you say like the most charismatic dude in a label right now for sure.
Like, the other funny thing that I fucking love about Demon Dave is the fascination with the strangest fucking era in WWE.
Yes.
Like, he uses music
Yes,
from
he does.
like Ruthless Aggression era WWE, like 2007, 2010, 2011. Like, that was his, he loved that shit, brother. That was his period there. So I thought that was kind of funny too. But man, I just out of common courtesy, I couldn't rank Dark Force below meh. It'd have to be somewhere from meh to superb.
I'm going to agree with you on this. I'm going to rank them in meh just based on the fact of like how insane that label is, that website is, he is, and so it's like there's all these pluses and then the minuses are the actual releases. So like that's the way I'm looking at it.
Giant spider invasion, brother, in Kong Island.
All right. Eureka Entertainment. I actually really like Eureka. Like but they also do a lot of like Asian stuff, so you might not like them as much.
Yeah, I mean, their box sets and everything. Like, I've got some of their stuff, but it's just not my thing. Like, they did, I think this was last year. They did a 4K of the Orson Welles Touch of Evil, which is, again, not my type of movie either. It's like one of those, what is it called? Film noir.
Film noirs, yeah.
But just the technical filmmaking aspect of it and the quality of a movie that's that damn old, it looked fucking like, I don't know what it is about black and white movies, but it looked so fucking good.
I know, man. I reviewed like a lot of their black and white kind of Asian film, and they all were like insanely good. Like the picture quality and the movies themselves, I'd never ever heard of them, but they were all quality. I think that they might be, to me, like the sleeper, one of maybe the sleepers in terms of the label.
Yeah, it seems like they were doing like a lot of genre stuff, but it seems like they slacked off from that.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot more like Hong Kong stuff, like you were saying. I think this one falls in line with like 88 films, where the quality of their releases are top notch and the attention to detail and everything. I think they're least good.
So to give you, they did Broken Oath, which was great. They did Tank Girl, which whatever you think about Tank Girl. They did Black Tuesday, Juggernaut. Let's see, The Secret of Nim. I never know how do you pronounce that? Nim?
Buddy, I'm from Eastern Kentucky, and you are too. Who cares?
That's a good point. Some different cool stuff though. Shit, I put them in good. I feel, do they deserve to be in good? I don't fucking know. I wish there was like a level, like a subcategory below good, but
What can you do?
oh my god, my fucking sphincter just tightened up like crazy when I saw this little image.
Are they not a partner label for Vendor Syndrome?
No, they moved to Diabolic, I think. Like they partnered with them.
God
I'm
damn.
pretty sure.
Now this shit's even harder to look up. Thanks,
Yep.
Deaf Crocodile, you assholes.
Um,
I'm more of a fan of Measle Parakeet Productions.
I don't remember a single one of their films being worth a fuck at all. Like even, you can look them up, but I'm pretty sure
I think just their logo alone is fucking
killer.
great. Like I look, like that just screams pretentiousness. That logo does. It's got like a wasn't those things like hearing aids from like the
I don't even know.
1800s or
Yeah, I
whatever?
don't even know what that is supposed to symbolize, but all right.
Well, it's a crocodile that's, well, if you're deaf, you wouldn't be able to hear it all, right?
Correct. You wouldn't need a fucking
You wouldn't need a horn
horn.
from the 1800s and a monocle. Evidently, he can't see that well either if he's got a monocle.
So, all right, here's some of their releases. God. Trying to.
I don't. I'm looking at all their shit, and none of it looks good to me. So
The Golden Fern. I don't know. Was that released last year? It might have been. The Outcasts.
the horn helps him hear. He can't hear nothing. If he's fucking deaf, he can't hear nothing, though, right? The horn wouldn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, Deaf Crocodile's probably the drizzling shits.
Like just the names of some of these titles on their sites, like some of the most pretentious shit ever. The Savage Hunt of King Stack.
Get out of here! Get the shit out of my face!
Yeah, that's just not our thing. We're from
Now,
Kentucky.
this one will probably be way split on, I'm betting.
We like manly movies here in Kentucky.
Here we go. Air 4444, which is way too long of a name, but God bless them. Listen, up until this last batch of releases, which is not very good, the last thing that they dropped, this was like my label for the year. Because like I really got into like the Cat 3 stuff, and that's all they were doing. Like this, every film was like a Cat 3 film that people have been waiting on forever. And like earlier in the year anyway. I would put them really high, but you have to like, they only do Asian films. So it's like, usually Cat 3 films.
Did you pre-order Mermaid Legend?
I will. I swear to God, it's sad, but I will.
Mermaid Legend.
I will 100%. I will probably pre-order anything they put out just based on like the stuff that I've seen in the
They
past.
have the Deform Collection, Egg, coming soon. That's actually the name of it.
Yep.
Um,
They also put out Red to Kill though, which is one that like people had been waiting on in terms of a Cat 3 film forever.
wasn't it the one that sold out almost immediately? Wasn't it Run and Kill?
Run and Kill and Red to Kill sold out pretty much immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a prime example. Of what we were saying earlier, boutique label, right? There's like what, two people that run this label,
Yeah, from what I understand.
and they stick to one particular thing.
They have that one niche, yeah.
And I've got a couple of their releases. I'm very impressed with what they've done in the short amount of time that they've been around, but it's not really my thing. I actually just bought those to resell them, to be honest with you.
You probably
I-
made a pretty good deal then.
I respect what they're doing. I think they do a great job. It's at the very least good for me, what
Yeah.
they're doing.
I would agree with that, and I wouldn't put them in S tier yet because I think they're relatively new and they just still got some things to work out. But like they're doing an amazing job with that one area that they're specialized in. So yeah,
So this one's interesting because we did get a chance to review some of their stuff this year, and they did a couple. I think it was like two. They don't do a lot each year. Bob Murawski's company, Grindhouse Releasing, they've been around for a long time. They are one of the absolute best, man.
that's that. See, that's another one though where it's like when they put out something, it is probably like to me the standard of like boutique labels that we're familiar with. It's probably the standard for the shit like how they release that stuff. The problem is they release like what, one movie a year, two movies a year, maybe.
Yeah, they did Impulse and Hollywood 90028. I think that was the only ones they did this year. Last year they did Death Game, which was a big one. The amount of releases, though, that's not what we're really reviewing. Is
Well,
it? I mean,
yeah,
they did.
if you're talking about like the quality of their releases, they'd go to S tier. They ain't,
I think
no fucking
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
doubt in my mind.
And I've said this before on these streams, and we're gonna have to speed this up because we're already an hour.
Yeah.
If I did a label, if I was doing my own label, I would want it to be almost exactly what Grindhouse is doing. Like every way that they're doing it with the artwork and everything. They don't use those shitty fucking Blu-ray cases that say Blu-ray on them. I hate those. And like a movie like 90028, which is not the movie is not that great. I mean, I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a time capsule of Los Angeles in the early 70s, I guess. It looked fucking unreal. It looked amazing. I don't know what they do if it just takes that long amount of time to remaster that shit.
But
or
let
what.
me ask you a question though, because like we're basing this on this year, and the two movies they released were Impulse and that Hollywood 90210. Is that like S level?
I don't know if it should be the movies or just the releases themselves.
It's got to
I
be a
don't know.
combination of both, though, doesn't it? I mean, for it to make any sense.
Well, the whole story with 90028 is that film negative was found in a dumpster. So they literally saved that movie. Whether it was worth saving or not, I don't know. You have to watch it and see. I don't know. I'm thinking S tier.
If
with
I was
Grindhouse.
basing this on their just entire body, I would give it S tier. But if I was basing it on the shit they've released this year, I would say good. And that's just being respectful because, like, I don't have any interest in watching either one of them movies, to be honest.
Well, the releases themselves are, the movies. Impulse is actually pretty damn good. I kind of liked it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue about it. Like it's definitely no worse than good for Grindhouse, Bob Murawski's like isn't he still editing like big Hollywood movies and shit though? Maybe that's
Yeah.
yeah. So
All right. I mean, it's just real quick, just people throw out what you think.
yeah, Grindhouse releasing, is it superb or is it good as a company? Billy Boston, baby, says good. There's a Banana Man documentary coming out. Oh, that'd be killer.
I'd actually watch that. Man, what the fuck? That's not even. Man, what?
Man's not an option. You gotta say good or S tier. All right, let's just go with good.
Okay. Dark Force Entertainment.
I think we put them over something fierce either way.
Yeah.
So,
Agfa.
ooh, baby.
That's a weird one too, because sometimes they release something that's like killer, and then like they'll release another 3 or 4 films that suck on it.
Yeah, they did. Amanda and the Alien, which a lot of people marked out for this year. I don't even know what the hell it is.
No.
They did a trailer compilation this year. They did do Last Slumber Party this year. And Rockfire Explosion documentary, which is actually really, really good. I remember seeing that. I think it was on Netflix, like probably 10 years ago. And they recently did Santa Claus Conquers the Martians and other holiday hallucinations. I mean, they do some semi-interesting stuff.
Yeah, they're way out there in left field kind of stuff, but every now and then they will come up with a slash or something like that.
Brother.
All right, meh. I would put them in meh.
Yeah. Like as far as the quality of the releases too, like, oh, I mean, it's Vinegar Syndrome, so I think it's either meh or good. But yeah, looking at everybody else that's in good, maybe it should be meh.
Yeah, I don't think we fuck around with that. Imprint.
S tier for Imprint.
God damn, son, you didn't give me a minute to even look up their films.
I don't have to think. I mean, we can look at them, but I don't really have to think about it.
Let's see what they released.
Their shit is fucking top notch, man.
It is killer. So I know one of them that they did because we just reviewed it. Actually, no, a couple of them that they did that we reviewed. So it's
a part of Via Vision as well,
yeah.
People.
So they did a lot of shit I've never even heard of, but they've done some pretty killer like box sets too. Is there a way just to find their goddamn releases for this year? Imprint
Probably
releases.
They did that. They did their own Blair Witch box set as well. That one recently came out.
Yeah, the 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. So they did the Never Ending Story giant like thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was killer that I wanted, but it cost like what, $300 or something crazy.
Yeah, and they do like limited
A Bridge
edition.
Too Far.
They do the limited edition like lenticular versions too that are badass and brutal.
Did they do the they did the Suspiria one too, right? Or was that somebody else?
What, the box set? Yeah, you just reviewed that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
If they'd released all kinds of shit this year, like I'm going back. Yeah.
Let's see.
Probably should have had a better way to look at all this shit, but
fuck it. Ain't nobody in a hurry, and if they are, they can go to hell. All right. What else we got? Anchor Bay, the new Anchor Bay.
They just did their first 3 releases. Anchor Bay's got brand new, like, I'm hoping at some point they'll change from this, and not that I mean, I'm glad they're back in any form, But they're doing more independent movies, newer independent films, and releasing those. That was the first three releases. And they were all kind of interesting independent movies. So I'll say that. But it was only three releases, and those just came out.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to gauge them because they just started like putting anything out.
Yeah.
I don't
So
like the idea that they're doing independent releases like that though, because it reminds me of like when they fucking died when they became stars before. So if it were
I'll say
me,
this though, it's like at the very least, like Crust and Abruptio are both really fucking unique. Like it's not like those are not like typical independent movies that we've seen. You know, the same ones like pretentious bullshit. Abruptio is a fucking nightmare come to life. Really, like it's just so bizarre, so weird.
I know Garrett really loved that film. I haven't seen it, but yeah.
I mean, is it great? Is it something that I'll go back and rewatch? No, it's not got rewatchability to it. But when you're watching it, you're like, God damn, this is just so fucking odd. This is like a nightmare for real. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's fair to any of these other companies since there's only three of them that they did and it was all right together. I would say so far it's meh. There hasn't been anything that totally knocked it out of the park yet.
Yeah.
But I think it might be
I
coming.
agree.
They've got some stuff lined up. There's a Gunnar Hansen documentary that they're doing. That'll be interesting. So
A lot of the ones we're putting in Mia, by the way, are just ones that they're either just starting and there's no way to really determine like what they're going to do, or you just don't know enough about them. What in the hell is this one? I don't even know what the hell this is.
this is another partner label from Vinegar Syndrome, Gunpowder and Sky. Let's see what they did.
Yeah, give us a rundown of those releases.
Eight Brains Love. They're the ones that did Prospect. Didn't we watch the trailer for that and make fun of it?
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah.
They did Her Smell.
Yeah.
They're the
that's a
ones
good
that
one.
did Summer of '84.
Oh God, dude. I really like that movie, but didn't they fuck that up really bad, like the transfer on that?
I don't know. Yeah, they haven't done a whole lot. Eight Brains Love, Pirates, and Villains. I think those were the ones this year. The shits.
Yeah, I'm not even going to argue that point at all. Indicator. I bought an Indicator release this past year, and that was the Bruiser one. They're like really unique, man, in the way that they package things and in like what they put out there. Like even among all these other labels, they're kind of unique. So I don't know.
They have a U.S. division as well. I think that one kind of just started not too long ago.
Let me look up some of their stuff. Do you have it on there?
I've got the U.S. stuff. They did their artwork is very unique as well. Like I think the color scheme with them is like rainbow or something. I'm not sure which ones
Okay.
came this year, but
Yeah, it's hard to see that on this. One thing about these sites that sucks. Thirst is one of them. Harlequin, and like I said, they got a bunch of older, like 30s and 40s movies with like Joan Crawford.
they've been around a while though. Like a lot of this stuff, they did a box set of, and I was semi interested in this just because, like, of all the foreign stuff, I like the Mexican horror stuff maybe the most from that
Yeah.
era. So they did Mexico Macabre, which includes the Brainiac El Baron del Terror, which
Hell yeah.
we did a
I remember
review
that,
for
man, from back in the day, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Pryor and Wilder, they did the Pryor and Wilder box set too, which was 80 to 91, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, they're kind of like a Criterion sort of company for horror genre stuff.
Yep. That Bruiser disc was flat out amazing too. What they did with that, based on what the DVD was and stuff, I give them good. Based on
Didn't
what
they
I'm
do?
seeing.
Dirk may know. What was the big box? Didn't they do like a big box set of? They did a series of box sets. I'm trying to find it here, but they're like gigantic collector's items now. And Dirk, maybe you know what this is. I can't remember exactly what the sets were. I'm trying to find it on here.
Oh shit, we didn't put Full Moon on here. Why? I don't know why we bothered. They being the drizzling shits. Like
Yeah, we'll just give them a obligatory drizzling shits.
they being like the drizzling shits Hall of Fame.
I think Dirk and I was talking maybe about those box sets. I can't recall what they are. Were they maybe Hammer movies or something like that? Didn't they do a box set of like an extensive collection of Hammer movies? I don't know. I get some of these confused, but I would not put them below good for sure. Maybe even superb. And just the attention to detail and just their, they've got a great track record and reputation and everything.
I put them. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, they'd be at least good. Move them around here somewhere. Shit, man, this ain't fair. This
I
list
put
is
Keno
not-
on there twice.
I know it's not fair. I'll tell you right now, that Keno cult label to me is in S tier. That has introduced me to more like good, ridiculous B horror films that I'd never seen than any other kind of label in a long
I'm going to be honest with everybody here since we have 153 people and we got Keno Cult, Keno's Lorber Studio Classics right together. For the value, Keno Cult and the Studio Classics are the absolute very best for what you pay, for what they give you back with the transfers. The packaging is all great, and most of the time, consistently the movies are pretty fucking great.
Yep.
I think that both of those are S tier.
I'm not going to argue that at all because number one, they pick up all kinds of stuff constantly. And it's always like weird cult films or 90s films that get lost, 90s action films that get lost, stuff like that.
We
like,
can go through some of them real quick.
Yeah.
We've reviewed a ton of them.
Fuck it. I'm putting them up. I would definitely put that in the S tier.
They've got summer rental coming and fucking on Blu-ray. Can't believe it. But yeah, I mean they did some of those monster movies, Empire of the Ants. We're going to be reviewing The Hunted coming up on Saturday on the Dead Pit is Watching. They did 1,000 Convicts and a Woman, which we're going to be reviewing that one at some point soon.
Mm-hmm. They're doing summer rental and they're doing graveyard shift.
April Fool's Day and
April Fool's Day.
They did 4K. We'll be reviewing of Play Misty for Me.
Yeah.
Man, they've just got Circus of Horrors, which is another one that's fucking. That was a 4K. Wolfman's got Nards. They did the Monster Squad in 4K. They did the movie Fright in 4K. Baby Blood. And they do all different genres as well. So yeah.
So both of them, I put them in S tier because I agree with you. Like I don't think for the price and the packaging and the quality of the films and like what they're releasing that you could do any better than that. What they're doing. So that brings up, this one's really interesting to me. MVD, the Rewind collection specifically.
Yeah, they have. It doesn't seem like they've done a whole lot this year.
They haven't, and the ones they have done, I'm like, what the fuck? Like most of them, I didn't even have any idea what they were. I mean, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, because the only one that I think that we've gotten as of late is the documentary thing that you reviewed.
Which, by the way, their documentaries are amazing. Like that 1982 documentary is one of the best ones I've seen this year in terms of like those kind of
Didn't
what'd you call it?
Ghoulies 2 4K come out this year? I didn't get that. I've got the Blu-ray.
I don't know. I really don't.
I think as far as the Rewind collection, though, man, I don't know. I think it may have, compared to previous years, it may be the shits.
God, it's sad to call it the shits, man. Look,
What else came out?
I mean, I know the Ghoulies didn't. come out this year, but Jesus Christ, man, the transfer on I can imagine the transfer on Ghoulies 2 is probably the same, right? If I was guessing.
Yeah, it's just a full on 4K. Let me look on here.
I mean, I'm looking at it, but you don't have any way to tell like what the hell they released.
Men of War, Cheerleaders, Wild Weekends. Ghoulies, yeah, Ghoulies 2 is the one before the 1982 documentary.
I hate that too because like that 82 documentary is outstanding.
Did they do Cutting Class this year? That may have been.
I think
this
they
year.
did the 4K of that. Yeah. I think that's it. So yeah,
I don't hate that movie. I know you do.
Look, I do. I think that's the most boring shit ever.
Yeah, that was January of this year. So,
let's put them in meh then.
yeah,
Yeah,
I could go
shit,
with
put them in meh.
Now, this next one, I'm not even sure. I know they were on the list of boutique labels, but I don't even know if they came out with anything this year. Ronin Flicks.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, so if they didn't come
if
out
they
with
did,
anything,
I don't fucking remember what it would have been. Hold on. And see, the bad part about them is they actually release like other people's stuff too, so it's hard to figure out.
yeah, I think they may have done.
Did they do The Lost this past year?
Well, The Lost was December of 2023,
Okay.
so it's close.
They also did at some point the I Spit on Your Grave deja vu.
Yeah.
Look.
Okay, yeah, they did Spiral. The
Oh,
wasn't
that's
that
right. Yeah.
Adam Green Spiral. That was Ronin Flicks. There's nothing out there. I think they did that one as well. That was 2024.
Jesus.
No, that's 2023. I think that they've had a drizzling shit year. Just the
Right
only thing
on.
that they released the fucking Adam Green movie. Sorry, Ronin Flicks, you've had a shitty fucking year. But good news is though, somebody else is joining you real soon.
You'll have some company right beside. There ain't no way. You'll never talk me into any other category than the drizzling shits for Scream Factory. And I don't, if you're the biggest Scream Factory mark in the fucking world, you cannot argue that this has been their worst year ever. All they've done is re-release the dumbest 4Ks that you could possibly think of to nobody. No, ain't no way. There's no way.
And the new stuff that they've released is modern fucking horse shit. Like Last Voyage
stuff
of the Demeter on 4K. I would say the only good releases that they've had, let's see, there has been a couple, so I'm not going to lie, but the bad definitely outweighs the good.
It's just been a cavalcade of like the worst 90s and 2000s era movies that I have ever seen, man.
Mm-hmm. Their site sucks too, by the way. You can't only fucking. Let me go on Orbit site.
I don't give a shit.
Like the big releases this year: Killer Clowns 4K, The Stepfather 4K, and Hush, which recently came out 4K. But that's it. Like, what was the other big titles that they had this year? I don't think that there was any.
It's just if you're gauging like just the quantity of shit they released this year versus like 2 or 3 titles that anybody even like wanted to have, ain't no way. And if you're gauging, especially based on this year, like there's no way.
They did The Faculty.
Yep.
The shitty Chucky movies. Then they did Curse. Was that this year? I can't even remember. Curse of Chucky and Bride of Chucky and shit like that. Or was that last year?
I don't know. Those Chucky, somebody releases those Chucky movies every year, so you never know.
And like some of the ones that's halfway interesting that they may do like a Blu-ray of, they upcharge it and make it limited to 1,500 copies. They do fucking remake of Child's Play, Last Voyage of My Peter in 4K. They
There was
released
so much other stuff too, like Island of Dr. Moreau, just stuff nobody wanted that they just threw out there and tried to make a buck off of it.
and re-release, like all this is re-releases pretty much. So yeah, Drizzling Shits, fuck Scream Factory. They
The
did
RoboCop
re-release.
remake, yeah.
Yeah, they really and this was odd because hell does freeze over occasionally. That for the very first time ever, Dead Pit Radio is mentioned on the special features of the Scream Factory release.
Hold on. I gotta move them up to S tier now. There we go.
On the Silent Night, Deadly Night 4K. Dead Pit
That's how-
Radio is literally on the back of the fucking case.
That's how this
I was
works.
like, I was absolutely shocked.
That's how it's works.
I was
now.
like, that. Who did that get by? How did that happen? But I mean, honestly, like without any bias, this is Scream Factory's worst year as a company.
No, they're in S tier because we got mentioned. That's how it
Those
works.
are up.
Yeah. I'm just
Don't
kidding.
even joke about that.
I'm kidding around. They've had 20 fucking years to fucking
Don't
do
even joke
anything.
about that.
They've had 20 years to mention us, and anyway, we them a bunch of assholes.
You made JJ Wild there happy for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry, JJ.
I'm just kidding around, JJ. It never will happen. Especially not this year.
101 Films, and that's really interesting because I got to look up and see what they even did this year.
Me too, because that's another one.
101 Films.
You got to give yourself credit though for coming up with this list. You really did put everything you could in here.
They did a Slumber Party Massacre 4K set. Their box sets are really nice. They're like the squishy, My Killer Podcast style box sets. I actually have Silent Night, Deadly Night one thanks to good buddy Chris V. That one had Dead Pit Radio on the back of it first.
Oh, nice.
So for that alone, we can't put them below at least me.
What
But
else did they release?
They did Slumber Party Massacre 4K set. They did Alligator 1 and 2 box set. They did a box set on Sword and the Sorcerer.
Yeah,
I don't think they did a whole lot this year. But they've been around a long time. They have done a lot of box sets. But I think, this year, they're the ones that did that last broadcast box set. They did a movie called The Stone Tape, whatever the hell that is.
Why don't we just let the chat decide? We don't know enough about this shit.
Yeah, 101 Films.
101 Films for people out there in the chat. Go.
Vote for us, boss.
Don't matter to me. You get any of them.
Vote for us. What? Good? Got some people saying, let's see. Saturn Video says 101's good.
Good.
Dirk says good. Did they do an Ator box set? Well, that'll put him up in the S tier for me because when it comes to me and Ator, we're top.
Ken never liked 101. Good.
We got 3 goods.
Good.
4
goods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
5
fun.
goods. Okay, that'll work. 6. Okay. I'll put them in here. Is this what I think it is?
That is the second site logo, yes.
Well,
We don't even need to really talk about it, do we?
I'll put that right fucking there and just be done with it. Look, there is, to me, like no better company than them, really, right now.
Yeah, this was their best year.
They're just not.
Man, the amount of stuff that they come out with, the Blair Witch box set, Late Night with the Devil set, the Hitcher set, which was highly anticipated for probably the last 3 years. They had a box set on You're Next. They did the box set on The Sacrament, on the Borderlands, Green Room, Possessor. They did a box set on Inside, High Tension, Crimes of the Future, Ginger Snaps, Chopper, It Follows.
I mean, it's like everything you want in a company like that. Like the releases are killer, the quality is killer, the packaging is killer. Like everything about them it's just for like is for people like us. Like
Yeah.
there's no doubt that they belong in S tier.
I think that they're the studio of the year this year.
Yeah, that's the easiest one out of
Yeah.
all these so far.
Yeah.
This next one is probably gonna be the hardest one out of all these to me, to be honest.
Yeah, we've had like a tumultuous relationship with David Gregory and Severin Films. We have.
Severin Film. See, my problem is they started off like the probably the best year I thought they ever had. And then by the end of it, they fucked up so many times that I was just like, I don't even know like where I would put them.
What did they really, really fuck up though?
Kathy's Curse.
The box.
They fucked up the whole thing with Opera and
But
that replacement disc.
they did the replacement disc automatically though. So,
But
as
they
far
also
as,
fucked up the shipping because it took forever. Like even just on the regular release.
right. I mean, they definitely had issues this year, but this is Severin's best year as well.
Yeah,
in
it's
my
their
opinion.
best year. But like every other year's kind of been like mostly shitty.
Man,
Like I agree that they've had a great year, but I think at the end of it they just fucked themselves over.
you looking forward to watching some of those Russ Meyer movies?
No, I hate that shit worse than anything, man. Like just I don't understand the point of it. Like I mean I understand the point of it, but at the same time it's like that's for a different era before the internet existed. Like there's no point now.
Severin this year though, and I don't know what you think, but I mean, I just for the effort, just for the improvements as a company, the coups of releases that they got, the Opera 4K, that Game of Clones box set
Yeah.
is probably one of the most unique and time consuming deals to put together, and just such a fucking like if you're just a fan of movies, I don't care what genre it is, you can get that set and open it up and tell that it was made by people that fucking loved it. Right? It wasn't like fucking Scream Factor, one of those assholes that it feels like just shit when you're like they did a lot of sets like that this year. Like that All the Haunts Be Ours set, which I'm not into that stuff at all. But the fact that they track all this stuff down and put it in a nice collection for you to check out, they're one of the only companies I think that does that sort of thing for like rare, just obscure stuff that is like if you've got a copy of it, odds are it's on like an old second dub of a VHS tape or something.
Right.
You know.
But you also got to think too, like the sale that they had, this last sale that they had where they had the 10 releases, like they kind of pulled a Scream Factory on that one. It's just a bunch of bullshit in 4Ks that they already had. And like a lot of people are saying on here, their prices are fucking the highest prices that you can put on anything.
Yeah.
I don't.
But the sale they did, it was a fucking kick-ass sale. People
Yeah,
were
I
like,
mean that one sale, yeah.
We were live on there, and I was like, I'm buying all of this shit. This is all mine. It's $8 for fucking Blu-rays. I think they're S tier this year, though. I mean, Cemetery Man, Opera.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put it to you this way: if they're not S tier this year, then they probably would never be S tier, and they probably never will be because this is going to probably be their best year. It's I feel like they are their own worst enemy. Like by doing a lot of stuff that they do.
The Dance of Macabre sets is another one. Yeah, the crazy obscure stuff like that's their thing. Like that's another clear example of a boutique label. They get some of these big titles too. I mean, fuck, Opera's gigantic.
They got Overboard and they're selling that for like $3 now or something.
Yeah, they can't sell it for some reason.
So what do you think? S
tier, yeah. Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker was this year.
Begrudgingly put this in here.
Nightmares in a Damaged Brain. Great Alligator. Yeah. I think it was their best year. We got to give them credit. People say that we're unfair sometimes, but I mean.
Oh, shit. hit Synapse. See, Synapse might be overall like my favorite company ever, except maybe Anchor Bay.
Look, Trick or Treat. I like Synapse. Don May's a great guy. He's one of the only guys that I feel comfortable like that owns a label just texting something and asking something or whatever. Great guy. We've known him for a long time. The Trick or Treat release saved them for being meh this year. So I would say that they're good. The Trick or Treat release by itself.
See, you're killing me. You want to put Severn in fucking S tier and put Synapse in good. That just makes my dick throb.
Oh, we got to be fair. We got to be fair though, man. Like, what did Synapse release this year aside from they got Trick or Treat? They re-released Demons. They did Mike Mendez movies in 4K, The Convent, and
you're never mind. You're right. That fucking.
They did the Blood Feast remake, which is a gigantic fucking piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Synapse. I love you. Love everything that you guys have done in the but this year probably wasn't. You're right. The best year.
They did do
you mentioned some of that.
They did do Blue Sunshine, which I would like to check out, but I haven't got it yet.
Oh God, it kills me to do that, man. It just does not even seem right at all.
Yeah. Yeah, Trick or Treat, they got good for Trick or Treat, really, by itself. The Trick or Treat one was such a, and I didn't put Red Shirt Home Video on here just because, like, Synapse is pretty much the company that actually released it. It's just like Red Shirt's almost like a partner label or something.
Yeah.
Synapse.
You know, the weird thing is, though, people always talk about like Trauma and Full Moon as being like the independent releasing, but actually Synapse, I think, is more close to being like an actual independent releasing company. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it makes me sad. All right. What we got next? TerraVision.
Oh God, we got a super chat here.
It says nothing to do with anything, but it's killer question.
For a second here on the super chat.
Hold on.
Oh, what? Oh shit.
You gonna hit it? I'm gonna hit it. Go ahead.
Buckeye Blood, baby, said, would Haystacks Calhoun beat the Big Show? And he's talking about peak era Big Show. Haystacks Calhoun was like 700 pounds.
Yeah.
So he could never be choke slammed. What could the Big Show do to him? Just punch him?
Punch him with them big sausage banana fingers, baby.
Haystacks Calhoun couldn't really do anything to the Big Show, but I guess Big Show could punch him right in the face, and he'd fall over. Thank you for the super chat, though, buddy. Appreciate it, buddy. And also thumbs up the video, y'all, and stuff.
So let's take a look into TerraVision real quick, because like I think they've improved a lot towards the end of the year about like what they're doing and stuff, but like the beginning was kind of rough. Mm-hmm. So they did, the Rumpelstiltskin set and all that. They did the Monster Squad VHS recently. They have Devils. They did the Silent Night, Deadly Night soundtrack cassette thing. Return of the Living Dead, Part 2 Deluxe Edition vinyls. They do. See, that's the weird thing about them. They do a lot of like other stuff besides.
Yeah, they do cassette tapes, books.
Killing Spree. Did they do the Nail Gun Massacre? And was that this past year or was that 2023?
They got a killer deal right now on, I don't have any other vinyl stuff. So it's a mystery box, 4 LPs for $40. That's not bad. Frogman was a gigantic release for that. I hate that fucking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I was not a fan. I saw it way before it ever came on disc. It was like a digital screener.
Problem is, a lot of the stuff they released too is on VHS. Like or the quality of it is like it was made on a video recorder, so it's hard to make that killer in a 4K or a Blu-ray or anything.
Yeah. They did that WNUF one, and they've got the sequel out.
You know what though? I if it were me, just knowing like, I'd put them in the shits. I wouldn't put them in the drizzling shits, but I would put them in the shits.
I wouldn't put them in the shits. I think that for TerrorVision, they've had the best year that they've ever had. I think that 2024 was their best year.
How many years they've been going though?
Not that long.
So I mean,
They did the
it's not.
Nail Gun Massacre. Hollowgate's
I
a
like
gigantic
that.
fucking piece of shit.
Yeah,
did watch
Hollowgate
that
sucks
finally.
ass. I like Nailgun Massacre. I actually like watch that, but like, you can't do anything with the quality of that fucking movie. I mean, it's
I mean, I like what they're doing. I don't want
and
to.
they fucking keep saying they're gonna release this shit. Then you never hear anything about it again, like Gator Bait. And what was the other one? Like, there was another one they said they were gonna release.
Yeah,
It was-
Yeah. What was
And
it?
then they're just like-
October Blood, I think.
they're going. If it were me, they go in the shits. Like they're just not.
Yeah. I would say, and we'll let the chat pick. I would say meh. I don't think they deserve the shits. I think that they've had a pretty good year for them. This is another one of those clear examples. This is definitely a boutique label. This is like a mom and pop sort of deal. But I don't think they're the shits.
All right, what do y'all think then? Shits or meh?
Gator Bait, where is it? I've got it on DVD.
Mayor, the drizzling shits is not one of the options.
Keith Stofferson says good. Or I mean, meh. Saturn Video says good. Jonathan Greener says meh.
Shits, drizzling shits, shits. Good, meh, meh.
Shits.
This is not really like averaging out. It's all over the place. Can you just pick between the shits and meh?
There's what is there, 2 shits?
Yeah, shits. The shits.
I think that, I mean, as a company, they do a good job. And I know that they're working on a budget doing the shit.
All right, so it does look like meh probably has it. I will concede.
Yeah.
Even though it ain't really real. Here we go.
Yeah.
Unearthed Films. Good Lord, that's one that hasn't. What did they do this year? Did
I
they
think
do
they
anything?
only did 2 releases this year, and you reviewed one of them. You remember what it was?
No, I can't remember what I did yesterday.
The Guyver was
Fuck, that's right.
the 4K of the Guyver. Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. That was a fucking awesome release, too. Like, it really was. The price point on that's insane, though. But that release was...
Yeah, it was like $40, wasn't it?
crazy good, though. Like, crazy good. The special features were amazing. Like, there's, like, an interview with that director that goes on for fucking, like, 2 hours or something. And, like, the picture quality and everything was great. Yeah, man. Like, let me see what else they did. What was the other release?
I
then?
think the only other release they did was The Abandoned. They did that I think on Blu-ray.
Is that the
That's
abandoned
the one that we saw, yeah.
Yeah.
Jumbie wants to be born now.
God, that's rough.
Wasn't that The Abandoned
No.
with Jumbie?
No, Jumbie's not in the abandoned. The abandoned, isn't that the 8 films to die for one? Wasn't that the abandoned?
Which movie's Jumbie in?
Jumbie's in like the Unborn.
The Unborn.
Yeah.
Okay, The Unborn. I don't remember. We did see, didn't we do it on the road for The Abandoned?
God, dude, no idea.
I don't know.
Oh wait, did they do August Underground shit this year?
I think that was last year. I think that was
Okay.
late last year. Jumbie wants to be born now.
Make him be born.
You know, we have a Jumbie wants to be born now t-shirt.
Yeah. Rambo says, "What the hell's a Jumbie?"
You need to go back and rewatch. Hey, Rambo, how much to do a review of The Unborn?
That's so killer.
I'll
Yeah.
PayPal you later.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I want to see an Unborn review.
Oh, you'll really hate us then. Profane Exhibit. That's right. That is one.
Yeah, that was another one they did. I reviewed that one, man. Interesting concept, poor execution. I did a review for it. It was so fucking like I just wasn't into it. I sold it, man. I put it on eBay and sold it.
Jesus.
I was like, I'm never, ever, ever going to watch this again. This is never going to.
They're definitely like a special, or they were for a long time, like a really niche kind of company. But with the Guyver, that's not that their style of like August Underground's more the style of Unearthed Films to me. So I don't know.
Brad Henderson is in here, man. I tried to say good, right, for television. I think we put.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. You wanted to put it in the shits, motherfucker. The shits.
Well, that's just because, like, that it. Yeah, well, yeah, I did want to put it in the shits, but it is in me. So I mean, that's fine. But Unearthed Films, I don't know where to put Unearthed Films, man. They've only had a couple releases. One of them like was amazing.
Unearthed Films does a fantastic job. Technically, those discs, like all of them that I've seen, look fucking killer. Right, lots of special features on it. Well done and everything. Not necessarily my thing. I wish they'd do that fucking guinea pig box set. I'd buy the shit out of that. Blu-ray.
Yeah, you know who else has two people though? Brad Synapse. So I mean, I don't really count that way.
They
And
got
so
that
does
lawyer. They got that
so does
lawyer
Air
too
for
in
that
Florida,
matter.
though. That's suing everybody, brother.
But what are we doing with Unearthed Films?
I would say Unearthed Films is. I would put them in meh.
All right.
You know, and that's I don't even.
I feel like that evens out though, because I don't know anything really about.
Is Stephen Byro the only fucking guy that works in Unearthed Films? I think he is. That's a one-man show.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, is that Criterion? Did you fucking put Criterion on here?
I did. They are
What the hell with it?
They are the original boutique label,
Jesus Christ!
and they did
Oh,
Gummo, man. That was
dude,
like
how the hell? Like, how many Criterion releases have we watched over the past year?
I watched La Bamba. Was that this year?
I don't know.
No.
I'm not sure. Like, I honestly have no idea.
They did. Peep and Tom wasn't that this year? That was a pretty big release. I think
That
it
was
the
that was.
first.
You're right. Yeah, that was a huge. That's a great movie too, man. That's a very, very underrated movie still to this day.
Yeah, I'm trying to look on Orbit to see like Paris, Texas. Was that at one this year? No Country for Old Men. It's fucking Criterion. How can you put them below Superb?
I guess, like, I honestly never really got into their stuff, so it would have to be you and the chat to decide where the hell that goes.
Are you going to get Gummo?
Look, I know a lot of people talk about that movie. They really do. Like, that's just not anything I would give a shit about, to be honest. So, are you gonna put them in an S
Rambo
tier?
puts them in the shit. That'd be so killer.
Let's put them in the drizzling shits and just be done with it.
I will say this: like Criterion is as like pretentious as it gets. Like
Yeah,
some
I
of
mean,
those fucking covers and shit.
it doesn't really get any.
Right. But they are the originators, man. They have to be the very first like specialty boutique label, right?
Yeah, they have to
Stuntman's
be.
gonna be mad at you if you put them anything below Superb. It's shameful. he
Well,
says.
that's one thing I don't want in my life. It's getting Mark mad at me, so fuck it. I mean, I just don't know. Like, I don't know anything about him at this point.
Well, you need next time they have a sale, take $100 and
Buy one.
You don't have
4K.
any Criterion stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Videodrome. I've got couple of Cronenberg releases. I've got Night of the Living Dead. It's all horror stuff though. Like I don't go in for a lot of the European films from the 70s.
I mean, I don't have any of that stuff, but I have like Badlands is one they did with Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek.
Well, that's a good movie anyway. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's one that I've got. They had Miller's Crossing. They did one of my favorite documentaries of all time, Hoop Dreams. Right, that's the name of it. The basketball one.
Is that the one? Yeah, yeah.
What else did they do? I've got like a decent amount of their stuff, but I can't recall off the top of my head. But the stuff this year, I do know that Peeping Tom was a huge release, and the Gummo release was sort of a big deal.
Aren't they, like, speaking of Criterion though, aren't they pretty damn high?
Gummo is dog shit.
Who said that? Rambo? Jesus.
I know the star of Gummo looks like somebody beat the flea market here in Prestonsburg.
All right, so Massacre Video. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Our boy Lewis Justin, baby, the boy with the man that's got two first names, if you will. Well, he's doing, I don't know the release date. Is it coming out before 2025? I don't know, but Murder Set Pieces, the 4K, is a pretty huge get. That one hasn't seen a release or anything in like 20 years or whatever.
Yeah, here's the thing with Massacre too. They do a lot of like extreme kind of films and Cat 3 films and like a lot of Asian stuff too. So like this is another one where if you're not into that kind of stuff, like it's hard to rank a company like this really.
They're doing Nutbag as well. What's the release date?
Nutbag.
Let me tell you, baby.
But by far though, to me, I didn't expect anybody to release any of Palumbo stuff, man. So like that's kind of crazy to me. And I got to give them a lot of credit for that because that was not anywhere on my radar that anybody would try to do that.
He's doing, didn't we review this? Who the hell directed that? Wasn't it? Yeah, this is the same one we review. Directed by Andrei Iskanov. You remember that movie Nails?
Yeah, I do.
We did review that.
We reviewed that way back in the day, yeah. I think it was shit though, wasn't it? If I recall.
Yeah. Venus Flytrap.
Son of a bitch. I don't know where I'd put Massacre, really.
Postal. Was that this year? They did Movie Bowl.
A lot of people are down on Massacre, though. I don't understand it.
Yeah. I think that he's had issues in the past with like shipping and stuff. I'm kind of worried that I pre-ordered that shit off there. Hopefully it doesn't take a year to get here.
All right. Where would you put them? I would actually put Massacre just based on like I've bought several films from them, and I'm actually looking forward to the Palumbo stuff. So based on that being like their end to the year, I would probably put them at good. I know that's crazy, but I would.
I would say meh.
And looking at the chat, I would say that would probably win.
Because what's the odds on that shit actually getting here before January the 1st?
Probably not great.
Probably very slim.
Yeah.
But
so, yeah.
Lewis, for sure, like, if for anybody that doesn't know, he was a Dead Pit message board member years and years and years ago. we remember him posting about getting the rights to 555. Like, I don't know what I don't remember what he said it cost, but we all thought like he was one of the very early ones. Like, I think Code Red was around probably that was doing like these no budget movies, re-releasing them. Like 555 was one of the very early collectors VHS. Like, people were like paying $600-700 or whatever at the time for the VHS of this shitty ass movie. And we thought he was crazy, but it started the company is still around and doing good. So, booyaka booyaka 606.
I feel bad about putting them in there. I thought they should be in good, but that's just me. Umbrella. That's another one that's tough.
Yeah, I would say Umbrella. They've done a lot of really big releases this year.
Yep.
A lot of people, they're getting their name out there pretty hardcore. They're out of Australia as well. That Super Mario set was huge. I think that was this year. And
that might have been the biggest thing they released, actually.
They got that Caligula Ultimate box set. They've got a big Intruder box set, which looks like that would have your name written all over it. But I think it's just a Blu-ray. They announced hardware in 4K, which I know it's going to be a huge seller for the Richard Stanley movie. They're doing a new box set of House of the Devil. They did that big full moon fright box set.
They did, didn't they? I'm looking at a lot of their stuff right now. They did the Crying Game.
Big, yeah. We mentioned Super Mario, the Crying Game. Man, like, that's a.
Are they doing Terrifier 3? Or it looks like they're the ones doing Terrifier 3 too.
I think, yeah. Didn't they do a Terrifier big box set or something like that?
I think they did, because I remember Mark talking about that, or we were talking about it with Mark. I can't remember. Well, with that list and that lineup, ain't no way they're going to be below good. And it looks like everything they release is in like huge kind of like box sets. That's true, Mark. Mark told this story to us before, but like he's still waiting on, something that he ordered, I think around like the first of the year.
They're hoping Mark will order a few more things so they can just add it to his order and save themselves some shipping.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Order some more box sets there, Mark. Now, a lot of people are saying S tier. Oddly enough, like, I'm not even sure if I own any Umbrella releases. I don't think I do. So maybe I need to change that. But yeah, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of stellar stuff that came out in 2024 for them. So, there's definitely a case for them maybe being S tier. But yeah, definitely not below good.
We're going on 2 hours, so let's just put them in good. Move on.
Yeah, let's see how fast we can go through these other ones. Oh God, VHS shit fest.
This is the one. Every time like I see their stuff on Vinegar Syndrome, I'm like, I shake my head because it's so bad. Like, it's just they to me are the epitome of like the drizzling shits, to be honest.
VHS shit fest. Let's see.
Look at their stuff. Yeah.
Asylum of Terror. I think that's like a very generic slasher movie from I think it's from like the 90s. I don't know what any of this shit is. Here's the thing too, like, you don't have, usually with some of these labels, like if something's really good, like word of mouth will spread and stuff, and they'll say, oh man, this title here, I have never ever heard anybody say anything positive about any VHS Shitfest release. Now, to be fair, they did do the Adjust Your Tracking re-release.
Yeah.
About the VHS collectors.
Oh, where are you going to go? You going to go in the shits or the drizzling shits?
I would probably put that. Maybe Scream Factory needs a companion.
There we go. The Scream Factory's still the worst, so we'll put them right there. Vinegar Syndrome. What kind of year? Now, Vinegar Syndrome's had some good years. They've had some really bad years. Where do you think this year ranks?
I think just the fact that they got the keep.
Yeah. You think that saved them?
I think that puts them, that solidifies the S tier for 2024 for Vinegar Syndrome. That was a release that a lot of people thought would never, ever come out.
Fucking some Rambo said S tier for Congo.
Congo. Yeah.
Congo, baby.
Let me tell you something, Pepe. Congo. Let's go
Out
some
of
more of
the
their
drizzling
stuff.
shits. Damn, son. You really don't like Vinegar Syndrome.
Well, most of the year though, like I'm almost with Alpha. Like most of the year it was like, what in the hell is it? I don't even know what the hell this shit is. Right. But yeah, there was I remember they had some pretty decent titles. They're always doing some obscure slasher movies, and let's see here.
Just you want to see what they put out this year?
Well, their site's actually down.
I'll bet I can find it though. Because
The Ghost Dance was one of those slasher movies that people never thought would. I don't think it ever come out on DVD.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they do come up with some of those that like saving those movies from obscurity, even though they may not need to be saved, but still.
They did launch, what was that, cinematograph line or whatever?
Whatever that is, yeah.
They did The Howling 2, Sisters of Werewolf.
Yeah.
Some other big ones. They had to have some other big ones along.
I'm trying to find it, but it's slow trying to type on this fucking thing. Okay. This is 2024. Oh my God. Oh my Jesus. Look at all these. Sure, I can't read anymore. Man, Red Rock West, Southern Comfort.
Criminally Insane.
Good Lord, they've got them all stacked up. It's hard to even read them. They did those Black Cat films, which were actually pretty killer.
Evil Judgment. You liked that one, didn't you?
Evil Judgment, God is Calling.
They did the China O'Brien 4K.
China O'Brien, yeah.
They did the Ripper.
The Ripper. Here's somebody that's actually got like a detailed list of every year of anything they released.
Uh-oh.
Good Lord.
Yeah, man, there ain't anything really that's setting the world on fire. Witch Story, that was a pretty big one, and they announced that.
Yeah, okay. Little Darlings, Phase 4, Going South, Delusion, Female Reporter, Witch Story, Invasion USA, Navy SEALs, Reptilicus, Corpse Mania.
You know,
Cannibal
I don't think
Musical,
that.
Congo.
Looking at the entire year, I don't think they had a S tier year.
They didn't.
I would say good.
Yeah,
I'd say they
I'm
did
sorry,
good.
but that's the truth.
Yeah. The Keep definitely helped them quite a bit, but yeah, that was the biggest release of the year for them for sure. There's nothing else even close.
Yep.
Visual Vengeance. Oh, baby.
Visual Vengeance. I'm sitting here like I'm gonna look this up, and somehow or another it's gonna make it better.
I say like just for the attention to detail and the
Shut the fuck up.
all this and
All right.
And the fact that they did The Abomination on Blu-ray, which is fucking hilarious. I say that it's the shits. I wouldn't put them in the drizzling shits.
Okay.
What about you?
I mean, they are the company that when I like see that I accidentally bought something from them, I'm like, fuck. Like if I don't realize, because I just know it's gonna be.
I don't even know.
I would put them in the drizzling shits, man. Like
what's funny about, because I mean, I'm glad that we do get stuff to review from time to time.
Yeah.
But Wild Eye Releasing is the company that runs Visual Vengeance.
Yeah.
I never get nothing from them. We don't get press releases or anything. We don't ask for any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Randomly, 2 or 3 times a year, we get a package from Wild Eye Releasing. That's how they do it. Like, I don't ask for any of this shit. Now, that's not to say some of this stuff I didn't think I thought was entertaining. Like, The Abomination was entertaining. Some of their earlier releases, they did L.A. Age Jabber.
Did they?
They did Slaughter Day. Stuff that was like so fucking like low budget and Necrophiles. But is this stuff like, this stuff is bad. Most of the stuff is really fucking bad. And yeah, so the shits. I would say the shits.
If I'm looking at like what's in the shit, am I gonna put Visual Vengeance in there with Blue Underground? No, they're fucking awful. They're the ones when I'm like, there's that one that did that Linnea Quigley film where I couldn't even fucking believe it was like a film, that it existed. Like, I just wanted to like disappear into the nether realm.
Ronald Coleman wants us to talk about Full Moon, so we're putting Full Moon and Visual Vengeance together.
Yeah,
just imagine Full Moons with Visual Vengeance.
Full
They
Moon,
release similar shit, really.
I'd put that in there'd be a category all its own, like below the drizzling shits, like the shits of hell.
Double dip shits.
Yeah, fucking. All right, so is it the shits or the drizzling shits? Chat, go. We've only got one more left anyway, so.
Watery shits.
Watery shit. Yeah.
Still have 160 people in here, though. We appreciate everybody coming by and everything. And tomorrow is Friday the 13th, Uncle Bill.
I know. We've got a big show planned for tomorrow when we do. We're going to do Rambo and Mark's Friday the 13th film. And you have to rank them, Mark. Damn it. I know you're watching this. I know you don't like ranking stuff, but like, that's the whole point. You got to rank it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty big show for you guys.
We did forget about Vestron.
Vestron didn't release. They didn't release anything at all in 2024, so they were disqualified.
Somebody put steamy shits, lumpy shits, false alarm shit,
Taco Bell shits.
So you're gonna rank it. You ain't got no choice. They're going in the drizzling shits. I mean, people are creating their own categories of shit for them. So,
okay,
yeah. And somebody said they just saw a drone fly over. Killer.
So you know what label this is? This is a hell of one to end on.
Yeah, I think I do know that label.
Yellow Veil. And that is
so
another
like,
one of the bigger. Well, I don't know if it's big or not, but that's one that you hear people talk about a lot.
Is that like the Yellowtail, the wine? Yellowtail?
I guess. I don't even know what the gimmick is with Yellow Veil. Be honest.
Do they need a gimmick? There are no gimmicks needed.
Yeah, that's their gimmick.
Let's see.
They did.
Holy shit. Look
The
at these
Book of
movies.
Buddy. They did a story on your life, Uncle Bill, called Swallowed.
Killer.
Oh, shit.
The Book of Birdie, Sweet Lonely Girl.
They did do Calvaire, The Ordeal. You remember that one, though?
Yeah, I do remember
actually
that.
know.
Dogs Don't Wear Pants. That's a classic.
Right.
We Kill for Love. Once Upon a Time in Uganda, the Ugandan giant story.
There you go.
Look, man. And we are now done. So there was one I thought about though. I don't know if they released anything this year. I think they did, kinda. What about Trauma? They're not on here.
Yeah, I don't really think Troma's like a Blu-ray. They're more like a movie company.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they released their own shit like over and over and over again with 4Ks and stuff. But I don't know. I didn't know where like what they've released.
They haven't released a lot.
Mondo Macabre. Yeah, Scratch brings that one up.
Have they released anything?
Probably. Radiance is the one that Dirk brought up. Courtesy flush shit.
Radiance is interesting, but I don't have any of their shit, so I almost think Radiance is like some more pretentious shit. I mean, it's what it comes across as to me.
Listen.
They have their
I don't know.
their artsy little fucking Obi strip like they do in Japan and shit.
Let's just for the sake of it, let's
Christ.
just look up Mondo. I want because I'm curious what they've released real quick. Mondo.
Mark says move Imprint out of Superb because they fucked up the substitute release.
They
balls.
did fuck that up. That's right. They really bad too. But they didn't they issue a disc for that though, Mark? Or did you have to actually like get
How
that?
was their replacement program, Mark? Rank it.
Rank it on tier list. Okay, so they got Queens of Evil, Blood Ceremony, Panic Beats, Seven Women for Satan. This is Mondo, by the way. Sins of the I've never heard of any of this shit. Not to say that that's,
Powerhouse Films is Indicator. We did have them on there.
I'm going to say we probably shouldn't rank Mondo because they do them fucking Emmanuel films, and those are just.
So yeah, I mean, we probably should have put Radiance. I didn't think about them, but that is definitely a boutique label. Again, not my sort of thing. I probably would have put them. In meh. They're kind of getting their name out there. I don't think Radiance. What was their biggest release, Dirk? Did they do Messiah of Evil? Like, was that their big? I'm trying to think of other shit that they released, but
They did the Yokohama BJ Blues
oh
release.
shit. Okay, S tier.
Did you get Slap the Monster on page 1?
No,
They did that one.
I got the sequel on page 2.
These are some hell of a titles.
William Driver, I'm asking you though, what really did Scream Factory do in 2024 that was great? Give me one.
Man, look, don't even. Why even engage with like trolls and shit like that? Because honest to God, like, if you're too blind to see that, like, this was Scream Factory's worst year ever by far, by like a million.
This is Scream
Light
Factory's worst
years.
year. Yeah.
Then
sure.
I don't know what to do for you. Like, there ain't
And
no
like
hope.
people brag, and we talked about the Killer Clowns release. That was a successful release for them. But I have no interest in it because my Arrow version of that looks fucking great on Blu-ray. I don't care. And I'm sure at some point Arrow will do a fucking 4K of their own that'll kick the shit out of the Scream Factory release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just looking at some of these Radiance films, they could be good, but they're.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so that's our list.
But we appreciate everybody tuning in. Tomorrow night, Uncle Bill, Stuntman Mark, and Rambo, it's Friday the 13th. They are doing a ranking. You know, those ranking videos. People love to rank shit.
Yeah, we'll rank the shit out of it.
Born to Be Rad did one. I did one. Uncle Bill did one. So now Rambo and Stuntman are ranking the Friday the 13th movies from worst to best. Tomorrow night on Friday the 13th starts at 10 o'clock. Saturday, Dead Pit is watching Volume 5, where we are talking about a plethora of movies. Some Christmas horror movies. For the first time ever, we're reviewing Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. What else? Can you remember? Simple Plan.
Be a simple kind of man. Be a simple kind of plan.
That should have, yeah. So lots of cool stuff we're reviewing on that episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got the Hunted. That's gonna be one of the ones that we're gonna review on there too. The Tommy Lee Jones one. Remember that movie?
Toxic Crusaders, the series.
Toxic Crusaders, that one. Remember that movie, that series?
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I mentioned that one. Simple Plan. I love revisiting Simple Plan, though. I'm excited to talk about it on Saturday. So that's coming up on Saturday night. Sunday. Uh-oh. What we got?
The return of the greatest stream known to man. Greatest stream out there. Exploit Nation returns. True to form with body horror.
Yeah.
Body
it's actually
destruction.
Sunday, so it's a double header. Dirk and Darren are reviewing, I think at 8 o'clock, the latest edition of Forgotten Gialli. I think is it up to 7? So we're going to be taking a look at those movies, and then directly after that, the body horror edition of Exploit Nation. It's going to be huge.
At 10 o'clock, yeah. So that's going to be an awesome show.
And on Monday, we're continuing on, boys, because we have to celebrate this. It's scheduled, the long-awaited, much-anticipated beginning of our new show, Uncle Bill, Monday Night Saw.
Oh, you got to be shitting me.
We're going to be reviewing all the Saw movies before the end of 2024.
Please no. Please no.
We're going through Saw 1 through 4 on the first episode. That'd be so cute. Monday Night Saw.
I just fucking like act like I got watery shits or something. Just be like, I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I'll be like halfway through, like, the second Saw movie, and I'll be like, "Boys, this just isn't an endeavor
bad idea.
Fucking going through."
Can you imagine getting back into like that middle part of the Saw series where that detective comes in? You have to follow that shit. There's no way.
But like, I liked you a lot better when you were Eddie Wilson, buddy.
Yeah, I mean that was a better role.
But this has been a fun show. I think we're definitely going to try to do more. Let's see. Or you want to save this? We save all of them.
Oh yeah.
What we do with it.
You don't
I think
do
we're
nothing
definitely
with
going to try to do some more of the Tears for Fears shows. These are always fun to do. Just download the image or something.
There we go. Well, it successfully did something.
It successfully downloaded. I don't want to fucking create no damn account.
Oh wait, leave me alone.
But yeah. So there we go. Appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. Lots of fun shit coming up. Got a horror roundtable coming up. We got a Dead of Night review that we need to fucking do very soon because I think that was for November. And tons of other shit, boys. Tons of other shit. Join our Patreon page. Follow us on Instagram. Rubber Nuts. Put mistletoe over a bird. And blow us this Christmas. That's a fucking killer lyric, man. I've got to get some of these songs on iTunes.
Put mistletoe over our birds and blow us.
It's just ingenious shit. Not everybody can do that. How come we ain't more famous?
Oh God, there's a couple people that have been in this chat. I'd like to be able to put mistletoe over my bird and blow me for Christmas. Oh shit!
All right, everybody have a good night. Merry Christmas, ho ho ho, and we'll see you next time at
Deadbed.com.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click.
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to breathe greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Here's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram and help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So deadpitonpatreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing around us, folks, but send